Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. Long time no see. It has been a while since I have made a video. I did make a video previous talking about how I just really had nothing to share. And that is why I have not made a video lately. However, we went to our neighbors the other night and we made some delicious appetizer, and I figured football season is here and now, and what comes with football season? Football parties. So what we are going to be making, and no, I did not make up this recipe. I did not make up the name of this recipe. So please do not be offended. If you know why this recipe is called what it is called, please let me know down in the comments so it makes sense to me. But with that disclaimer, we are making what is called Texas trash. Yes, you heard that. Texas trash. Why is it called Texas trash? I do not know. But what I do know is that it is delicious. And it takes less than 5 minutes to put together. It freezes well, and it is super delicious and takes less than 30 minutes to cook. So, with all of that, let's go ahead and get this started. Things you're going to need for this recipe: a bowl with a blender or a spoon or a fork or whisk, something that you can use to stir all your ingredients. I will be using my handy dandy blender. I love this thing. It has been really, really good to me. It has come in handy so many times. Another thing is your bowl that you're going to be mixing everything in. Because I am using my blender and I don't want my mixture to go everywhere, I'm using my stainless steel bowls that have the higher side so it keeps everything in. You are going to need 1 cup of sour cream. Whatever sour cream you want to use, go for it. You are going to need a package of cream cheese. Now, I don't have a full 8 ounces. What is this? Yes, I don't have a full 8 ounces of cream cheese here because I have used it, but I'm going to use what we have and just toss it in and call it a day. You are going to need 2 cans of refried beans. Again, use the refried beans of your choice, whatever kind you want. I know these ones are traditional, but there is also vegetarian, and there are an assortment of different brands. So you have that. You're going to need a spoon for scooping with and some taco seasoning. You can use whatever taco seasoning you want. This is what was in my pantry, so this is what I'm going to be using. Now, the recipe calls for 2 cups of cheddar cheese, 2 cups of Monterey Jack cheese. I used all my Monterey Jack cheese last night when I made this for my neighbors. So we are going to use Kobe Jack cheese, and we are going to use cheddar cheese. Now, I have made it with just Kobe Jack before. I have made it with just mild before. Basically, what I'm trying to say is choose your cheese of choice that you love and be sure you top it. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do, and yes, I made sure my hands were clean, so do that as well. But first thing we're going to do is open up your refried beans. My can opener, guys. It is doing a little thing. I struggled with this yesterday too when I was making my can opener. Just like did not want to open the stuff up for some reason. Like I had to. It was like it was closing weird. So strange. Also, if you make your own beans, which we generally do, you can turn them into refried beans. I just made my life simple and I went out and purchased refried beans. But you could totally make your own refried beans. Okay, so now that my refried beans are in, I'm going to pour in my taco seasoning, making sure you get all of the deliciousness. Next, I'm going to put in my sour cream. Now, like I said, it said 1 cup of sour cream. However, I don't feel like measuring, and the only people eating this are my family. So, I'm just going to pour the rest of this in. It could be 1 cup. It could be more than 1 cup. I truly and honestly have no idea. But we're going to go with it. Maybe it's less than 1 cup. Who knows? Not me. Okay, next is the cream cheese. And like I said, it said 8 ounces of cream cheese. I do not have 8 ounces. I knew that coming into it. However, as I stated before, the only people eating this is my family. So, if it's a little off, I'll let you know. But I don't see it being off. I feel like it all blends in well enough that you're not going to be able to tell. And I didn't use a whole bunch of the full 8 ounces. So there was still some, I used, I think, like 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons of it. So there's still enough to have that cream cheese it needed. It's just minus a couple tablespoons. Okay, now that my mixture is all in and looking like a hot mess express, I'm going to go ahead and blend this all up. I'm going to do it off camera so you guys don't need to listen to my blender thing going. But I will be back when I'm done and have this looking delicious. Okay, now that everything is looking nice, blended, beautiful, and I'm gonna take a minute and tell you about my mishap here. But before I do that, it is all blended. You want it to be blended completely nice and smooth for you. And then you're going to take, normally I do a 9x13 pan, but because my mishap and I went to go clean my hands and my blender decided to, hold on, let's back up here. Okay, so I had sour cream all over my hands, and I needed to, or cream cheese as well, and I needed to get it off my hands. So I set my blender into my pan, and or in my bowl, and I went to go wash my hand. While doing so, my bowl decided to take a dump, and half of my stuff fell out. So if you have a hand mixer like me and you are so excited you're not thinking, do not put your mixer into a bowl with ingredients, because there's a good chance it's going to fall all over the ground. But only half of it. The other half stayed in the bowl. So I picked up the half that was on the ground, tossed it in the garbage, and now we're just using the half that actually stayed in the bowl. So that's why I have these. But what you're going to do is just place this in your pan, your 9x13, your little size pans, whatever pan you really want to do, honestly, is fine. I'm just doing this one, and setting that aside, I'm deciding to make 2 small ones because I wasn't sure how much of the ingredients. I had about half of it, so I figured I would just for sure do 1, maybe 2. And I decided to do 2. I could have theoretically have put it into just 1 and called it a day, but I'm gonna do 2. But if I didn't dump half the ingredients and lose half the ingredients, I would have just done 1 big 9x13 pan. Actually, I probably wouldn't have. I probably still would have done the 2 small ones. Just so we can have 1 now. 1 can sit in the fridge for another day. If I had those aluminum tin pan things, I would use those because those are really good. I like to use those for my freezer, and this freezes really well. I've done it in the past, and I just put it in my oven when it says it's ready to be cooked, or when I'm ready to cook it rather. And then we can eat it at like family movie or whatever it is we want to eat it with. In this case, it was just, I had the ingredients and my kids wanted it, and it's gonna be a good little treat to have, really. Okay, all of that's done. My hands are disgusting, so I'm gonna clean up this and then we're gonna move on. Okay, now that that's all cleaned up and I've just am left with my 2 things of the Texas trash, I am going to just top it with the cheese. Now, like I said, they wanted 2 cups of Monterey Jack. I'm just going to sprinkle the cheese on until I think it's enough. Because honestly, sometimes things can just be a little too cheesy. Sometimes it's not cheesy enough. So, if you ask me, I say do what looks good to you. And we are using Kobe Jack and mild cheddar, but again, they wanted cheddar and Monterey Jack, 2 cups of each, so 4 cups total. You do what makes you happy, and I'll do what makes me happy. And actually, if you do something other than the Monterey Jack or the Kobe Jack or the cheddar, what cheese would you put on it? Because maybe I'll go outside of my box and try it. I feel like the Fiesta blend, like the taco blend, would be good because it's more of like a bean dip, you know? So I feel like that could be really good. But like I said, this literally takes less than 10 minutes to put together. If you're real focused, it could take about 5. If I wasn't videoing, it would probably be that. Be quick and easy. All right. This is what they are looking like currently. And now the only thing that is left is to put it, in my preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. I think it's either 20 to 25 minutes or 25 to 30 minutes. But I find 25 minutes does the trick for me. No, my oven is not preheating, so I'm not putting it in my preheated oven. But I am going to stick it in my oven for about 25 minutes, and then it'll be done, ready to eat. So I'm going to go do that now. All right, guys, and we are back. This is them done. I don't have my oven mitts anymore, so I can't really lift it up. Well, yeah, no. Too hot. Maybe. So this is what they're looking like. And like I said, they went in at 350 for 25 minutes. Now, if you're wondering how we know they're done, the answer is you just look at the cheese when it is melted and bubbly and looks heated through, then that's how you know it is done. You pair it with some chips of your choice. These are open and they are the restaurant style tortilla chips. So you just grab your favorite tortilla chip and you go ahead and eat them. But this is how it comes off. I'm gonna try. Look at that. If I eat this, I will burn my mouth, but it's worth it. I definitely burnt my tongue, but even with losing half of my ingredients, this still turned out really well. So if you don't learn from me and you test the theory out yourself and you happen to lose half of it as well, then know that it'll still turn out okay. But this is it. This is how it goes. This is what you have to look forward to. Like I said, this will go great for football season is here. So if you have any potlucks, family gatherings, holiday season's around the corner. So if you have any holiday parties, work parties, um, tailgate parties, or whatever you want to bring this for, I feel like would work really well. Birthday parties are another. So go ahead, comment below. Let me know if you have tried this. Let me know if you know why it would be called Texas trash. Let me know what cheese you would use. And I will be sure to put the recipe down below in the description box. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. And until next time.